Good.
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the Season 6 of the Self Code Draft Association. My name is Spades, and joining me today is Oxowave.
Hello.
And Bardo.
What's up, everybody?
And today we will be power ranking the Pokeball division, which is a Series 10 no restricted VGC format. So we did this last season, so we have a better understanding of how these Pokemon will perform. And
I like to call it Series 9 No Max.
Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah. Either of those work. Either way, this is a really cool draft format. At least I'm a fan of the draft format. So,
I'm a big fan.
Anyways, we have the first overall pick of the Trenton Typhlosions by Snowfire. He first picked Glastrier, which is an interesting choice, but he has a pretty solid Trick Room mode.
When I look at this team, it just looks really fire weak, despite what the type chart says.
I think the first two mons are what's setting you off there. Like your Trick Room mode of your setter and your sweeper are both weak to fire. I think that's the first thing that.
Even then, Bronzong can run heatproof, so
yeah.
I don't know about that. To me, this just looks like a very hard Trick Room team, which is not something I'm a fan of.
The only thing I'm not a fan of is the lack of sweepers for Trick Room. It's only Glastrier.
Yeah.
Which Glastrier can very easily do that on its own. In non-max, I'm not sure of that.
Yeah, I think this team looks average at best to me. No terrain. No, I guess the Sigilif get Tailwind?
It gets Tailwind and Trick Room, I believe.
Yeah, Sigilyph is pretty versatile.
Yeah, it
also gets screens, but it's not that fast, so it's not.
I feel like there's a lot of redundancy on this team, which can be a good thing, but I think the redundant pieces are taking away from potential Trick Room sweepers or just sweepers in general. This team is going to suffer for doing enough damage in a game.
Yeah. Look at Carbink. Carbink is like a Trick Room setter, right? But you already have Bronzong, which is just.
Yeah, Carbink is your body press mon, though. So, like, you have 3 mons who set Trick Room: Zong, Sigilif, and Carbink. You have Clefairy for redirection.
That's great.
Like, Poltegeist plus Clefairy is Follow Me Shell Smash. Fine, that's another mode you can do. This team just feels like it's missing. Well, first of all, it's missing a water and a grass type for that defensive core.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant by fire weak. Like, even if there are mons that resist fire, they don't have anything that hits fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Best thing you got is like Goodra, Hydro Pump, or something.
Yeah, Goodra is going to have to play a very heavy damage support role in this team, and paired with Torracat, I'm actually a fan of that. Goodra is extremely tanky on the special side, and pairing it with Intimidate is something I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it can do things. I just don't think it does a lot of things very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like generally bulky but low damage, right? So if this team gets intimidated or snarled, you're not having that damage output at all.
And there's nothing to punish that either. Like, there's no Defiant or competitive to punish that.
Yeah.
Right, like what does this team do against Snarl Arcanine? Nothing.
Does Carbink get the move that Chuckle gets? Guard Split?
Yeah, it does.
It does? Okay, so there is actually the Carbink Blissey stuff then. So...
I hate that so much.
It's meme stuff. Once you use it once, people start prepping for it.
Yeah, but like that's kind of like I was looking as like, does Carbink get that? Because then what does Blissey do? Yeah, if I would rate this out of 10, I would probably go with a 3 or a 4. My only issue is that this team has a lack of offense.
Yeah.
and that is a big setback in draft.
For me, it's a 3 for sure.
Yeah, I'd probably say a 4. I mean, not knowing what the other teams are, it's hard to rate. I can certainly envision worse teams, but it's not great.
Yeah, so I think 3-3-4 is where we're at. So what we did in Chad's stream was we picked a mon that we felt was just really awkward on this team, and we discussed why it was awkward. So if we want to go with that too, I think Sigilif is too redundant.
I agree on Sigilif. I mean, you have Altaria for Tailwind.
Yeah.
You have other Trick Room setters.
So I think my pick.
You have a Psychic type.
I'd actually say Altaria instead of Sigilif.
It's one of the two.
Altaria. I think if you don't have a weather, having Altaria just as an option can be really, really helpful.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But there's
he put in work for me last season.
We already have what Sigilif does in many forms, so I'm curious to see how this works out, though. I'm excited to see Trick Room teams, especially with Glacier Bronzong, so we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not a fan of on paper. All right.
Next.
You're like the person at the meat counter, just whenever you finish an order, you screamed out next. That's that's immediately what I thought of.
I love being that person.
I expect it every time now. We have to do it.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
I'll forget it once.
Anyways,
okay.
So we have the second pick by Rainbow Donut Cat and the Palm Beach Pulse. First picking Whimsicott.
I think Whimsicott at second overall is a great pick.
Yes, Whimsicott you can never go wrong with. I think if you're unsure of what to pick in any format for VGC, Whimsicott's a good failsafe.
Yeah. So versatile. That's really nice. And it also has some things to go with it. This team.
So let's take a look here. The first thing I always look for in this format is Fire, Water, Grass, and and we're missing a fire type. So
sad.
We have 2 grass types here.
And not only do they not have a fire type, they don't have a flying type to hit grass. They don't have a poison type to hit grass. They don't have anything that can approximate a fire type.
They have Charge-a-Bug for their grass coverage. That is a good point.
What?
Charge-a-Bug is the grass coverage.
Oh my God.
Do they have a Trick Room setter? This looks
They do have a Trick Room setter, but it's Whimsicott. Okay, so Mudsdale Whimsicott is beat up plus stamina, which it's solid. It's been used before. It's good. Nothing wrong with that.
Does Whimsicott get swagger?
No, doesn't get swagger. No, that would be good with it too. Do we have a swagger mon in this team? Crook might get swagger.
Crook feels like I'm on that get swagger.
Yeah,
but also, do you really want to lead so many ground types?
Yeah, that was the thing too. It's I'm a fan of the swagger stuff, but doubling up on types is a bit of a risky move. Now, granted, actually having 2 ground types and having 2 grass types works out for the ground types, which is funny.
Yeah.
Except for the ice part, you're extremely ice weak.
I hope this team doesn't run into the Glacier team from just now.
Oh,
yeah, this team's
the Glacier team would stomp for sure. And the Steel type is Magnezone, which it's fine. It's just
hella ground weak.
Yeah, so there's a lot of patches there. But let's look at the Tailwind mode. So we have Primarina, Cinccino, Magnezone to an extent. I actually, you can do Magnezone. Crocodile. So I think
Crocodile has to do a lot of work on this team.
Yes, and I'm actually a big fan of Crocodile as a Pokemon in general. So
Bardo too, I think so.
Yeah, he's my favorite Pokemon.
It's really cool, for sure. Primarina, I'm a big fan of as well. They actually complement each other well again, other than the grass weakness. But Crocodile with the Intimidate, and then Primarina with the better special defense than defense. So like that's just an easy thing to see. There's a lot of awkward stuff though. Corsola Galar is my pick for I think the awkward one. I just don't know what you're doing with it other than maybe what you would do with like a Drifblim that doesn't have Tailwind. You're doing Strength Sap Will-O-Wisp.
I think Appleton is out of place here. If your only Trick Room setter is Whimsicott, you don't really want to lead Whimsicott and Appleton.
Appleton is at least the Dragon type, and having a Dragon type for resistance purposes is really good. It's just that it's paired with Grass, and that's kind of the problem. But
yeah, I think this team could get a lot better with a couple of free agent moves.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Appleton as well. I think Corsola does more.
I want a fire type. I think it's solid, but I just want a fire type.
Yeah, I mean, I think if this team had a fire type instead of Appleton or Corsola or Charjabug, it would feel a lot better.
Yeah. So as far as my ranking, I'm gonna go slightly above. I'm gonna go with 4 because I like the offense more on this team.
Okay. I'm thinking a 5.5. I do like this team actually.
We're going into the half points now, aren't we?
Yeah, that's for sure. Like,
just to make the math complicated, I'll say 5.
Okay.
Wait, is the stream blurry?
Sometimes.
I think this team loses to the first team, but is overall better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this team is actually like as is. It only needs like a little change to be like really good.
Yeah, it's missing. Lack of a better word, a fire type that knows Trick Room.
So,
which I think there's only one of those. So.
Chandelure.
Yes,
Chandelure,
that's the only one that I know of.
But anyway, yeah.
Let's move on.
That's the thing, though. If you get rid of Corsola and Appleton, you don't need Trick Room anymore.
Yeah, Mudsdale's bulky enough as it is, especially most of the time you're Assault Vest with it, but with the stamina stuff that you can do with Whimsicott, although that's not like, I wouldn't say that's a proactive strategy because it doesn't really help you.
I can see some like weakness policy Mudsdale stuff as well with like Primarina Aqua Jet.
Yeah, or even Whimsicott with grass moves, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, let's move on. I'm not gonna scream.
I like Oxo pushing the pace.
Dictation.
Shit on Pearl. Who added this?
Wait, did you fill in these accomplishments, or did Garden do this?
No, I didn't. Oh, wait, Garden is in the dock.
All right, next up we have my man in the Detroit Duots.
Right,
famously known for shatting on Pearl. All right. To the draft, we have Tapu Fini, which he took to the finals of Pokeball last season.
Yeah.
We have a Fire Water Grass core here. The first thing I noticed.
Oh, Lurantis.
All right.
Yeah, this team looks miles above the first two.
For sure.
Yeah, this has actually great diversity of types. Like, looking at this chart, like what I like to see is all the different colors, and this hits almost all of them. There's very few overlap with 2 fairies. Yeah, no rock resist is a big deal, especially when you have a Scentiscorch, which wants Rock Slide, or it's just Rock Slide bait. Anyways, we have...
But dare to bring a fighting type against this team. Jesus.
Bring a fighting type against the Fini, the Spectrier, the Latios. This team's got Tailwind, it's got Trick Room, it's got Terrain Control. It has Spectrier with damage control as well as 145 special attack. Yeah, EHM is a much better Trick Room setter than people think. Obstagoon to punish the people who want to snarl or intimidate you. The more I talk...
Same thing.
Yes, the more I talk, I want to give this higher, but the lack of rock resist for the fact that you have a Scorch and just having no rock resist in general only puts it to an 8.9.
Like, having a resist...
Scorch is also their only rock weakness, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like missing a resist in non-Dynamax format is less bad than in a Dynamax format.
Yeah.
But this seems great. Even Dedenne is useful.
I mean, if you're prepping hard for Scorch against this team, I think that my man is in a good spot.
Yeah, he's on pace to shat on Pokeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm going 8.9.
8.9, okay, that's very specific, but fine.
I know. It loses 1.1 because of the thing with no steel type. I'm biased.
Yeah, you are.
Steel
biased.
is the best defensive typing, so having that is always useful. But this team's fantastic.
This is a very good team.
Yeah, I must say 9.5. I think it's really good.
I'll give it a 9. This team's great.
Like we didn't even so what would we be considered the mon to remove? I guess Behem because it's doubling up, but not really because it's the slow Trick Room setter.
Behem's your Trick Room setter.
I don't know what I would remove.
Everything kind of fits.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love a better electric type than the Dene, but that's really all I can say.
Okay, so what's your score? I missed it.
9.
9.1. Pretty good.
That's a sick average.
Yeah.
Next.
Bardo just wants to see more teams.
Yeah, Bardo, did you see the teams before this?
I haven't looked at them one time.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Alright. Next up, we have a new coach. Raph is so bad is the team name. So,
all right, his rating gets a -1 for the terrible team name.
You can't hate yourself, man.
It just doesn't fit. It doesn't sound like a team name.
I mean, maybe his team name is to boost his self-esteem whenever he realizes when he starts beating everybody, he's not bad.
Pokemon Draft is serious business, and everyone needs to take it seriously.
Yeah.
I quit
my job for this.
If only we could do that.
Okay, so...
You were talking about the last team's rock problem. This team has a rock problem.
Well...
yeah, it does.
We have... And I can actually already tell you what I feel is out of place from right away, but we'll get there. This is the Rain Squad.
The Rain Squad with 2 fire types.
Yeah. Ensign was the first pick I think they made, so... So, again, solid pick.
Wait, oh my god, he has 3 Swift Swim users.
And his Pelipper, which sets Tailwind, so... This is gonna be fast.
Pelipper is fine. I don't know about this team. He can do Keen Eye Pelipper with Tailwind next to Charizard.
Yeah, okay, that leads me to what I would say. What is Charizard doing on this team?
I have
Charizard has
I like the rest of the team. The rest of the team is fantastic. Like, you have Trick Room with Cofagrigus, Ensign, which is one of the best support mons, even as an attacker, too. Gengar, which is fast offense. Ludicolo Pelipper, Pelipper Amistar, Pelipper Armaldo all work with a Rain Core, and Armaldo even works with the Trick Room mode. Palossand also works there. I just don't know what Charizard does, if I'm being totally honest.
I don't love Amistar here.
I mean, it's another redundant Swift Swim user, I guess.
Yeah.
But it at least has Shell Smash, which is different.
Yeah. Well, there's no redirection.
You have no redirection for it to set up. Yeah.
I really like the Maractus. I think we can actually use Surf on Ludicolo. Or like Pelipper or something.
Does Gengar get Sunny Dance? Or Sunny Day?
Don't believe so. I don't see the Charizard using Sun on this team, so I'm curious what Charizard is for. I don't currently see it, but
Yeah, I'd drop Charizard for
anything.
I don't know.
A steel type.
Maybe a steel or fighting type.
Alright, we gotta look at these weaknesses because we have a lot of
Like
things.
dark and rock are pretty prominent.
Yeah.
Is there a dark rock type? No, right?
Well, you just get a fighting type and you fix the problem. Is it really
Is
just
there a dark rock type? Yeah, Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyranitar.
Weather Ball and Hurricane Charizard. Ooh.
Yeah, but why?
Why?
Why? Why not just use your water types or water type attacks? Why use Weather Ball Charizard? I mean, Hurricane.
And they already have a fire type. It's not like they need Charizard to fill
Yeah.
a niche. Like it's
Yeah.
I
They
think
can
that-
also use Hurricane Pelipper.
Yeah.
Like Charizard is just totally redundant there.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm a big fan of like this team having core strategies that are easy to use and hard for opponents to fully take advantage of because there's a really fast mode with the rain or a really slow mode with Trick Room, and
Yeah,
there's mons that
that's-
work in both. So
It has potential. It
who
just
sets
has
Trick
one
Room?
to
Just Gengar?
Cofagrigus.
Yeah, Gengar.
Oh, Cofagrigus can set it.
Yeah,
Ah, that's
and
pretty nice.
Cofagrigus is really tanky.
bulky guy.
So
But yeah,
I think it gets
I'd
body
say
press too.
one too much Charizard and one too many Swift Swim user.
Yeah.
I think that if they drop Charizard for any Lightning Rod user, this team would be much better.
Yeah.
See, I don't know the rest of the draft, so I don't like the last time we said, I wish he had a fire type. So maybe if Charizard gets dropped, you can pick up Charizard.
Yeah,
And,
that'd be a great move.
I don't know how many Lightning Rod users are still there, but that would be a great trade here.
All right.
Yeah, like honestly, Rhydon would look good on this team.
Yeah, that fixes some things. It gives you a rock resist, a bulky one too,
Right
Rock resist.
and an Eviolite
And
Mon,
they-
which is always
Right,
good
they
to
don't have a NFE.
Yeah. So
I think if you swap Charizard for Rhydon, which is going to save you points, I assume, this team looks a lot better.
yeah. All right. As far as my ranking, I think I was gonna go with 6.9.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
I like the Rain squad. I really do.
Yeah, it is nice. I am, however, gonna say 6.5.
I'm going to say 6. I don't think it's much better than the first two teams.
Yeah,
I believe in you, Raph. I like it.
I've heard he's bad.
he might not be bad.
I heard he was so
Maybe-
bad.
Maybe he's just bad in another way. Like maybe he's just a bad boy. Maybe he's not the bad
He's
boy.
bad.
Oh, like he means
He's
it
bad to the
positively, like
bone.
how Michael Jackson was bad. But not how Michael Jackson was actually bad.
I'm bad.
He's really, really bad.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's move on. Number
Let's
5.
go next.
Oh,
Thank
we
you.
can
Next.
skip this one. Okay. Next. Okay.
What the fuck is this team?
I will leave it to Bardo to talk about the first pick.
The first pick is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I don't think I'd take Indeedee male over Indeedee female, and female was on the board, but Indeedee male is a howitzer in this format. And Lipard has Unburden. I mean, Lipard fake tears plus Indeedee choice scarf. How do you stop that? Crobat,
Dark types.
Tailwind plus Specs. Yeah, but against dark types, Indeedee male gets decent coverage, right? He learns Dazzling Gleam. And
Yeah.
Lipard doesn't need to use Prankster, so he's using Unburden fake tears, so dark types are not immune to it.
Yeah, if you do on the Unburden, true.
Right, with Indeedee, you'd rather do Unburden, I think.
Yeah.
Because even with no
Let's take a
investment,
look at the-
Lipard outspeeds
okay.
everything.
So the type chart is a bait because of Savali. It is
Yeah.
every type.
Well, I have a recommendation for types. Just in every single team, there's a rock weakness. Why?
Well, Rock's a very good offensive type.
Well, I think my
Just-
main focus is look at the average defense.
It is low.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Like, I see the fire and water type, but they're both very frail. And like Crobat and Liepard are really frail. So yeah, you have to play hyper offense. For sure.
Wait, was Celesteela left for so long in this?
No, that was in their free picks.
Oh, okay.
I think it may have been. Right. It probably is picked second, but
yeah, okay.
That's just
Celesteela is like the pin that holds this team together, or it should be that.
Celesteela is your best switch in to everything on this team that's not a fire type or a electric type. Everything else, Steela is going to be your meat shield.
Yeah, and
I think Steela really adds a lot to this team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Manectric as a lightning rod user is pretty good in my opinion. I like
Manectric is so good in this format. I'm a big fan of Manectric and lightning rod users in general. If you have a team that really needs the lightning rod, and this team absolutely does, so Manectric is fantastic. The issue though is everything wants a focus sash on this team, other than Steela and Somali. So I mean,
this team's frail, but I don't know. I like this team. I think this team's a nightmare to prep for.
Yeah, he has to play click buttons. He needs
like it is frail, but if you have Celesteela and Liepard, which Liepard can just snarl and charm all your offensive mons down.
Yeah. So yeah, Liepard's going to be playing damage control, I guess, as well, but I think you have to go hyper aggressive with fake tears a lot of the time, which this team is very special as well. I noticed with almost every mon that you're going to attack with being special, other than maybe Silvally and sometimes Crobat. Everything else is going to be special. Celesteela too, but most of the time
this team's good though.
If we're doing redundant picks, I'd say Mawile. I'm never seeing that coming here.
I just hate Mawile. It's the worst Steel Fairy.
It's terrible.
It is bad, and then like Intimidate, sure, but you'd rather lead or play Liepard than Mawile.
Yeah, so I agree with you on the Mawile. Other than it is Intimidate, but Mawile is just kind of mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to give Garden middle of the road and give him a 5.
Oof.
Oh, that's rough.
All right, fine.
I think it's better than that.
5.5. I'll bump them up a little bit. I think it's worse than the other teams, though, that we gave.
No, I think this is better than the Rain team we just now.
Really? I like the Rain team a lot more than this.
Okay.
Maybe I'm underestimating a DD Mail. Fine. I'll go to 6.2.
I wonder if you've done that before.
I did do that a lot, so 6.2. Call it a day.
6.2. That's fair. I'm giving it a 7.
I'm very high on this team. This is an 8.5. It's not as good as the Feeny team, but it's close.
I'm just real worried about the defense.
What did you say against Spades?
I'm worried about 6.2.
6.2, right.
I don't know why I've changed my mindset to bulky. Like, I've noticed that actually every team that like has like hyper offense, I immediately like turn away from. I did that last night too with a team that really should have been. I should have rated a lot higher. I was like,
oh, you mean you don't like bulky at the moment, or
do I not like what?
Bulky.
No, I like bulky. I hate frail.
Oh, yeah, I just think this team blows 2 Pokemon off the table immediately, and even if they lose 2 in return, now it's a 2v2, and they have Celesteela, which I like that situation.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm here making a Marowak set with no attack to live Ice Beams. That's where my mindset became. I don't know. Hyper offense is definitely good, but difficult to use.
Enlighten oneself, owner of Arceus.
Yes.
That's a nice title to have.
Now, I think he's in the market to look for... He said this multiple times. He's looking for the water type. And
for the water type.
He should be looking for a lot more than a water type.
Yeah, well...
Alright, well, so we'll...
You must just hope that the enemy leads the water type.
Yeah.
Or just plays any water type.
So I don't like Amoonguss in general, and certainly not in the first round. In draft, on the ladder, that's one thing, but every single team is going to have safety goggles on their most important mon, and then Amoonguss becomes pretty useless.
Yeah, but it's also nice in prep to know that there will be a safety goggle somewhere. Like, you can't use a life orb or whatever. But yeah, this team, I don't know. It's weird.
This seems extremely weird. This is a redundancy.
Ice weakness, no drain resist. I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, Caterpie is overpowered, but...
Oh, there's Rhydon.
There's Rhydon.
You just, yeah.
For all those flying and water types.
No, but I wanted Rhydon on the other team, but he's already taken.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So we have.
But I mean,
we have
what's
actually
doing here?
the Alecki and Buzzwole are your two big sources of damage, and I guess Serena. This is something I noticed right off the bat. Your trickery mode is okay.
Yeah, this is weird, man.
What's their trick room mode? Just Dusknoir? That's not
Amoonguss,
good.
Dusknoir, and
Dusknoir and Rhydon.
Rhydon has 130 attack.
Yeah, big attack stat, but I don't know. This team is I don't know, there's some hidden damage.
Discharge
sources.
Alecki next to Pikachu.
Discharge Alecki next to Pikachu.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's an option.
Team,
Zoroark is also much better than people think. I've been a fan of Zoroark. I just don't see. I mean, okay, you have a trigger mode with Rhydon and as your sweeper, and you have Buzzwole in Tailwind, which I drafted in my premier team, so I enjoy that a lot.
Okay, so I do see this team working somehow, because Buzzwole, obviously you want to hit with the flying type, and flying gets hit hard by Alecki. I can see it.
Nah, I don't see this team working at all.
I'm gonna go middle of the road for 5.
I see a working core, but
I see the cores. I just don't know if those cores are good. If he gets a water type, then he fixes a lot. I just don't know if he's even looked at those.
He desperately needs a water type.
He desperately needs a water type, yes. So I'm gonna give him a 5. I can actually see like what he was trying to do at least, and it can work. I think 5 is good.
I'm saying 4.5. I don't know about this one.
It's a 4 for me. I think it's a 4 for me. I
have
think
faith in you, Enlighten.
Any better than the Ice team?
Caterpie is gonna carry him. Watch. He's gonna get carried.
Are there actually useful picks in that tier? I haven't.
Yeah, there's some useful picks.
There's tons of good mons in E.
He picked his mascot, which I always am a fan of.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah.
Like Absol's in E. Absol's not good, but it's not Caterpie.
Okay, let's move on.
Next. All right, Atlas, a returner, who has he first picked Cinderace, but then his next 2 picks are a fantastic combo: Raichu and Gyarados.
And then Thwackey in round 4. Thwacky's a first round mon in this format.
Jeez, that's a really solid first 4. The back 6, though.
Aerodactyl's good.
Yeah. The others are questionable. All right, let me look at optimistic way. I just see no reason not to just do the first 4 in Aerodactyl. Like, that just looks like a VGC team with Thwackey over Rillaboom.
The first 4 in Aerodactyl come
To be fair,
7 out
Azelf
of
is
8
pretty
weeks.
nice.
Azelf does
I do-
have... Wait, that has 125 in both attack stats? Huh.
Yeah, it's first.
I thought it was just
And
special.
115 speed.
It is, however, pretty squish.
It is the squish, but you do have the intimidate.
Yeah.
And Raichu is damage control with Eerie Impulse, Charm, Screens.
Raichu's everything.
Yeah, Raichu's actually fantastic. And it's great synergy with Gyarados. I mean, we've seen that combo
Does,
work a few times.
does Azelf have Trick Room?
I don't know for sure.
Or who is the Trick Room setter here?
It would have to be Azelf. Corsola doesn't get it.
Yeah, okay. As a mode, Trick Room here, I don't know.
I don't think there's a Trick Room mode here.
I don't think there's a Trick Room mode. And I think that
Well-
they have a decent amount of priority if someone tries to bring Trick Room against them. Right?
Yeah.
Cinderace has priority, Thwackey has priority, Skuntank has priority.
You don't even... You still attack first, even in Trick Room. That's pretty cool.
I mean, that was definitely the idea behind like Steelix and Corsola, though, right? And Trick Room mode.
Wait,
I'd almost say it's more of an anti-Trick Room mode than a Trick Room mode.
did my stream die?
No.
My
No, I
screen
don't
still
think so.
shows us on the Caterpies.
Yeah, it's like far behind.
Okay, I don't know why.
I like this team a lot.
This team, yeah. Like, you only have to bring 4, and he's got enough good picks there.
Yeah.
I think this might be the best team we've seen so far. I'm giving it 9.5.
Really?
Whoa.
I mean, it's top heavy.
Top
but
heavy in tiers is so much different than in points, though. Like, in top heavy in
difficult to get.
points is, I think, more viable than top heavy in tiers.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
gonna,
do think it's very good. I'm saying 8.5.
I'll go with an 8.
I mean, this is the best Fire, Water, Grass core we've seen.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I give it 8. But
Yeah,
I
it's
like this
just
team a lot.
I mean, you know, nothing to argue here. Cinderace, Raichu, Gyarados, Thwackey, and Aerodactyl. It's good
Their
enough
kite
for
chart
me.
looks really good too.
Yeah. All right, let's move it to the Rebellion. This is your boy Lucian
This is my
Lucian
boy.
Flash.
and Indeedee Hatterene, the duo that is reunited again. This time they have a dragon.
Big dragon, yep.
And they like to play in Antarctica with the hail.
This team is kinda niche.
It's weird.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say,
like
like,
it.
I kind of want to like chuckle of like this team is either really really fast or really really slow. That's
But that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Mid tier is where you don't want to be.
Yeah, Arctozolt has 55 base speed. Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but slusherish.
Yeah.
Or
You outspeed a lot with that.
Tailwind, maybe Tailwind and Slush Rush. If you're
I
really
mean, that's what I hate
desperate.
about like this one is you have to invest so much into speed, for a Slush Rush mod, which you don't want to do. But
Yeah.
you have to, and its other stats
sup-
don't even compensate that much.
Mm,
Yeah, but I mean,
They're
Arctozolt hits everything incredibly hard.
Yeah, it gets the one move that it needs. Also, can just spam blizzards and hail. That's going to work.
the support ones on this team really keep it together. Like
Yeah,
Indeedee and
Indeedee,
Tornadus.
and, yeah, they're the glue.
And I just
Rain
want to point out
Dance,
that
Body Red.
Indeedee female has 10 less special attack than Indeedee male. Indeedee female also hits like a truck.
Oh, I've used weakness policy in DD female before. It's funny. So that mon can definitely do damage, and you can actually sucker punch your own in DD with Absol if you wanted to,
I wouldn't
or
recommend that.
brutal swing. That's really
Fenalox has
playable.
speed up, right? Or not?
Yes,
I
it
don't
does.
know.
You're right. Vanillix. Wait, does it have beat up?
Or is it weak armor beat up on Vanillix? I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember something about Vanillix and beat up, but I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, it has beat up. Okay. So I want to see Vanillix Absol beat up at least once.
Yes.
And I think Regidrago is a good mon here, right? Because it can be fast with Dragon's Maw, or you can make it slow with Dragon. You know,
Yeah,
it can
or just
it can Dragon
redirect away
Dance.
from it.
It can be physical. It can do a lot of stuff.
It's
Yeah.
really well supported. That's what Regidrago needs. It needs that kind of support, and it really
Does
gets it.
Indeedee get Reflect? Because I know it gets Light Screen.
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't Vanillix get Aurora Veil? So
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yes, because Regidrago plus any of those buffs are great. Because its defenses are really poor. But its HP is really good, so...
I've been playing too much net decks, but Magmar does not get follow me, right?
No, it does not.
no.
No, okay.
A good rule of thumb is if you never see it, it doesn't get follow me.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have Tornadus. Like I feel like Tornadus almost goes under the radar on this team, but he's Tornadus.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I don't know.
The only problem is
It's,
Tornadus can be faked out with Indeedee because he flies.
Yeah.
I think this team's at the top of the list. I'm saying it's a 9. I don't like it quite as much as the last team, but
It's
as much
weirdly
as the
good.
Feeny team.
Yeah. It is weirdly good.
I'll go 8.3.
8.3. Well, I'm giving an 8.5 again.
I
So
like
we have
it. I'm just...
8.3, 8.5, and Bardo was
9.
9. Okay.
It has
teams.
established strategies, so I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to number 9. We would normally be halfway done by now, but no, we have 18 coaches to do.
Oh.
Las Vegas
Regigigas.
Lopunnies and Bumble Z. And yes, we see the Gigas, and we see Wheezing Galar.
Good.
And
Wow, this team is strong. What the hell?
Yeah. The more I look, the more I like.
How did this happen?
I need a reason to hate this team.
It doesn't have a fire, a water, or a grass.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's also
I guess you
something.
don't need that core.
There are other types, of course, like Steel Fairy Dragon and Fighting Dark Psychic.
I like how
got
Urshifu covers for 2 of
6
those.
fighting weaknesses.
6 fighting,
Six fighting weaknesses.
with
Yeah,
1
so
immune
this
and 3
team is gonna
resist.
depend on Latios and Loth, I guess, and Weezing G. Wait, yeah, like, okay, there's so many fighting weaknesses, right? But also you have Thunderous and Weezing and Latios.
Yeah.
And Shedinja, I guess,
Power
but
Herb,
I-
Thundy Eye with Fly.
Yeah, but I mean, every physical mon carry can you just bring close combat freely against this. It doesn't have to be a fighting type. And close
No,
combat's a powerful
I
move.
mean, yeah, but still.
This
I
type
think it's
chart is,
well
I think...
covered.
Well, it's not bugged on the list, it's bugged showing. Shedinja is a ghost type as well. It only
Oh.
shows it as a bug type. But the type chart shows it perfectly fine. I just don't know why the symbol's not showing up.
Wait, where is that all in?
Didn't we have the same problem last year?
I think so. It was with Shedinja, too.
It was with Shedinja, yeah. No, it's like this specific
I know.
problem.
Garden's taking care of it. Whether he knows it or not, he's taking care of it.
I was too.
Okay.
Wait, what? Okay, I don't understand this. Garden, you fix it.
Garden fix it. Okay.
I mean, I like the, Wheezing Gigas core, but then I don't know that I would have added 2 more normal types on top of that.
Well, Lopunny is Thunderwave. It actually... I don't know if you've used Klutz before, but it is really cool.
Yeah.
The fact that
I
you
have
get to
not used
fake
it.
out something, and then you get to switcheroo a Flame Orb, and it doesn't hit you, and you steal their item and burn them, or like even a Jack button, this mon doesn't get punished by...
an assault vest onto a support mon.
Yes. Like, there's a lot of cheeky things you can do there. Now, Here's something.
Are you ever gonna be bringing Lopunny, Linoon, and Regigigas in one game?
Probably not the Linoon with the Lopunny. I think you bring one or the other, for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to talk more about wheezing as not as much as the neutralizing gas. Because, well, if Urshifu can't get burned, you're in business. Or Regigigas for that matter, but you would just be neutralizing gas anyway. But
how is Thundurus in this format as a damage dealer?
It's actually I see it more as speed control and Eerie Impulse with Thunderbolt over what it usually does.
It's only flying type things like fly, right?
It has only fly, and Power Fly is the only thing I can see. At least I would use.
Okay, yeah.
Power of Fly is like the most talked about terrible strategy this season.
What do you mean terrible? I'm the only one who talked about it.
If it's not Power of Meteor Beam, then what are we doing?
There's not even a Mon that gets Meteor Beam on this team, is there? Unless it's Guzzlord.
That's a bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team can work, right? I feel like every week you just put Wheezing Gigas out there and then let Urshifu clean up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That gets an 8 for me right off the bat, but I'm going to go up to an 8.4 because I like Urshifu. Thundurus is another 2, and then Latias is a nice cleanup. I actually don't mind having 0 Fire, Water, or Grass because you don't really need it, do you?
And always with Regigigas Wheezing, people will prep so hard for Regigigas Wheezing.
Yes, and then
you're
they're
like, let me just bring Latias.
Everything else, yeah. And if they want to hit it with a fighting move, you switch into Shedinja. Easy.
Yeah, I think this can work.
So 8.3 on my end.
I think it's very fairy weak. Like, terrifyingly fairy weak.
Yeah, Copperaja is not Wheezing as well. I'm giving it an 8.
This is a 7.5 for me.
8.75. What did you say against Spades?
8.3. I really hope Wheezing Galar is used more than just neutralizing gas. That Mon has so much potential.
Maybe you should pick
listen,
up,
terrain is really, really good.
Yes.
Maybe you should pick up an Unburden Mon as well if you're still available.
Yeah.
But even just to use it to turn off someone else's terrain. Like if you're facing the Indeedee team, just turn the Psychic terrain off, and now you're in the driver's seat.
You can also bring neutralizing gas and have it not use terrain, right?
That's only if you lead it, right? If you bring it in and it's already up, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we have some mixed feelings, but we'll have less mixed feelings about this team. Oh boy, this is.
Oh Jesus!
This looks great. I want to play this team.
Who made these?
You want to use this team or play against this team?
I want to use it. I'm really.
I don't like
this.
competing terrains.
Well, I've used it before, and it's not as big a deal as you think. I'm a big fan of this. Rillaboom, Heatran, Starmie is a core I can get behind. Starmie has Power of Meteor Beam, so we cover that off right there.
Very important.
We have Hydreigon as the Levitate and Rillaboom for ground switch-ins for Heatran. Cover that perfect. Licky Licky's your Cloud9, so you don't care about the weather. Hitmonlee, which is fantastic with Rillaboom because of Unburden. Rabombeast for speed swapping the Spiritomb to make Spiritomb useful. I want to give it a 9.
Just straight out.
I want to go straight to 9, and then I realized that the speed
also
control
just,
is a little lagging, so I'm going to go 8.5.
Just stat-wise, it's got great stats, right?
Yes.
Heatran, Hydreigon, both 600, Tapulele 570. Doublade, I don't know what the Doublade is doing here, but apart from that...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as high on it as you are, but maybe it's better than I thought at first glance.
Yeah, and also like Heatran often gets hit with like earthquakes, and then you have grassy terrain for that, so that's pretty nice.
And you have another immunity with Hydreigon. Oh, Rabombi means you can't get faked out, too.
Well, Rabombi can't get faked out.
No, your team can't get faked out.
Nah, it only affects Rabombi.
I'm pretty sure it's your whole team.
I'll bet you $10,000.
Look it up. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I thought it was both of your Mons.
But also, you have Psychic Terrain, so fake outs.
What's
really
the move? Shield Dust is what it's called.
So you want to do Venmo or like a cashier's check? How are we going to do this?
Just PayPal.
This Pokemon is not affected by the secondary effect of another Pokemon's
Oh,
attacks.
it's this Pokemon? I thought it was both your Pokemon. That's lame.
If it was both your Pokemon, you'd see Rabombi all the time.
Well, no, we don't. That's unfortunate. I like Rabombi too.
Wait, Caterpie gets Shield Dust. Oh my god. It's useful.
mean, if Shield Dust did what you thought it did, it's basically all the benefits of Psychic Terrain and all the benefits of Misty Terrain, but only for your half of the field. It'd be insane. It's the best. It'd be the best ability in the game.
Dang, that's real unfortunate. But I mean, you already have the Psychic Terrain with Lele anyway. So the competing terrains...
Rabombi is just speed control here.
Well,
yeah.
Rabombi's speed control is Sticky Web?
Speed Swap.
Oh, it's Speed Swap.
No, speed swap.
Yeah.
Who are you?
The purpose of Rabombi here is just for speed control.
Yeah.
And it is pretty fast in this format.
124.
But this team's pretty fast anyway.
Yeah. Rabombi is at least Struggle Bug, though. Which is good.
Struggle Bug.
Yeah, this team's
And
good.
I like Snarl,
like
Struggle Bug, just
base,
as good.
Special attack is also not that bad. Like its Moonblast hits pretty well.
Yeah.
I gave it an 8.5.
I think that's where I am, 8.5. I like it.
Wow. We all agree.
Rillaboom, like with Hitmonlee, is fake out coaching, turn 1. Oh, nice. Now I have a +1 Rillaboom. And then you guys could glide everything to death.
Did Rillaboom make it to 10th pick, by the way? What the?
Yes. It did.
I mean,
Rillaboom is overrated in this format.
Is it?
I'd rather have Thwacky in C tier.
I would actually agree with that, but it's still a solid pick.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have the London Savalis and James.
James E, he's back.
Yes, he is. Back and better than ever. That's what he...
And he's got Togekiss, one of his trademarks, if I remember.
I didn't know
correctly.
that was his trademark. I think he first picked Dragapult, so...
This is actually one of the teams that I looked at before we did this. This is a team where I feel like no one told James that it's not a max format. If this is a max format, this team bangs.
I can see that, yeah.
Right? If this was Series 9, this is the best team in the league by a mile, but it's not.
It's still good.
Yeah, it still has bulky water type, which I think is the most important part of this format. If you have a bulky water type, you're ahead of everybody else.
Goddamn, no rock resist.
you really like them rock resists, don't you?
Since I have Archeops and Safari, rock resist is all I look at.
Well, okay, that's fair.
But yeah, to be fair, this team is pretty amazing.
I don't like
Nice,
it. Well, I don't like Dragapult without Max. I don't think it does enough.
I mean, even just as support, like screen support, it's already great. It can be physical, it can be special.
Persian with
battery,
speed control and fake out. So Persian's useful. Dragapult is your Swiss Army knife. Whatever you need it to do, it'll do it.
You have a pretty nice Fire Water Grass core.
Yeah. You have screens, you have damage control. Rotom Mo gets both screens, I think.
Hmm?
I think Rotom Mo gets both screens.
Yeah, but why use Rotom for screens?
I'm just saying, you have... Oh, I guess Dragapult too. Dragapult has the screens, never mind. Stony J which is better than people take it for. Power Spot is a free life orb on your partner.
It's so bad, bro.
I hope he proves you wrong. You just hate the 20 special defense, which actually, with that, having 78 average special defense with a freaking Stone Journer is pretty good.
And a Durant.
I don't know who said it in like
and
Safari. We had Stone Journer. He was like, "Oh, maybe I can get Sand up, and then he'll be especially bulky." I'm like, "It's like still 30 base. What are you talking about?"
I don't know. I feel like Tapu Fini can almost solo this team.
Tapu Fini, yeah.
Other than the Rotom, I agree.
Rotom.
Other than Rotom. If you take Rotom off, I think Tapu Fini can 4v1 this team.
But there's one Tapu Fini.
Also, Chandler gets like a pretty strong energy ball. So
yes. Chandelure is very good. 145 special attack.
Chandelure is always slower than I expect it to be. I feel like it looks like a fast one.
Yeah, I have the same experience.
For the Piloswine, I've had it before. It's often disappointing.
Okay, but Piloswine is here to activate Dragapult's weakness policy. And then you realize it's not a max format, and then you're sad.
Yeah, well, it's that thing.
Right. I mean, Dragapult's problem is just doesn't have good physical moves outside of max.
Power Herb Phantom Force.
You know what? You got me there.
I don't see the issue.
Yeah, I'm not in love with this. This is like a 7 for me.
Nah, I'm saying 8.5. I'm being very original with my scores last few picks, but I do think this one's
8.49.
I don't know. I think this team looks like it struggles to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
I like it.
I don't know.
You cover your fire weakness like from Durant and Rotom with the rest of your team. You have redirection, you have speed control, you have fake out, you have damage control. This has everything I want.
Yeah, like it depends on how well James can pilot it. Like, I don't know.
We didn't even talk about Drapion. Julian would go freaking ham talking about how good that thing is.
Man, Drapion's so bad.
Just say it in spite.
It's actually, though, I don't know what's with Drapion. He can crit, okay. Togekiss
has one weakness.
Yeah, and Togekiss covers it other than the earthquakes.
Okay, so I want to see crit.
You can't crit it. You can't crit Drapion if it has battle armor.
Gets knockoff, which is...
Yeah, knockoff is actually very under
utilized.
Distributed. Yeah, I was looking for a word, yeah.
Does Persian get knockoff?
No.
That's sad.
Yeah, Persian is Charm, Icy Wind, and Fake Out, which...
Okay.
Good moves. And it's 115 speed, which is fast.
Way better.
Alolan Persian is way better, yes, but the difference is... Wait, no, does Alolan Persian get Alolan Persian gets Parting Shot, but does it get Icy Wind?
Yeah, both.
Okay. So yeah, Alolan Persian's better.
Yeah, that's also tier difference, right? So
yeah,
it's fine.
I think Persians are great.
Giovanni doesn't have an Alolan Persian, so...
Persian was a D tier. So, yeah.
Alolan Persian would be way better in
Alolan Persian's like C or D, or C or B. But, alright, let's move it. Move it. We have a new coach again.
Jupiter.
Oh,
Now that's a great team name.
What's funny is I didn't rate it as that at first. I read Jupiter Dupiter, but when you say it Jupiter Dupiter, that makes so much more sense.
It's a great name.
Oh man, this team is going to be annoying to play against.
Yeah. Oh boy.
This is
Cresselia Umbreon.
Well, yeah, I think me and you have used Umbreon to the point where we know what that thing can do.
I hate playing against Umbreon so bad. Oh my god. And I still get fucking flashbacks to when I faced Bardo in Season 3.
Why does Umbreon have a self-recovery move? That is my problem with it.
The important thing, though, also, look at that rock type chart. One resist, one weakness.
It's balanced, like all things should be.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
this team is going to be a nightmare.
Oh, we have a big fire weakness on our hand.
Yeah.
And your resist of Naganadel isn't bulky enough to be quote-unquote resist for it. Seismitoad.
Oh, we stopped doing the what mon doesn't fit. Zapdos Galar does not fit here.
Why? It's a fighting and a flying type.
There's no physical mons to bait and intimidates. Besides it.
Escavalier?
Nah,
A Scavalier's usually in the back, right? By the time a Scavalier comes in, the game is
well, and if your opponent
well
has
into
a
it.
Incineroar, they're always going to be Intimidate, so...
And he has Ice Table.
Yeah, and he's the table. Which
Doesn't
has...
the table just body press?
With 184 defense. Mind you.
I mean, I need to look at what's available, but I feel like you could swap Zapdos for something.
It covers fighting
improve
and
this team
covers
a lot.
flying. I don't see what else you're asking for here. It's two types this
Well,
team
it would
doesn't
be
have.
nice if Defiant would actually ever get triggered.
Right, I don't think you ever get Defiant triggered.
Okay, that's fair. Anyways, we see the Cresselia, we see an Escavalier. There's your Trick Room mode in 2 mons. Umbreon for Umbreon things of damage control, Yawn, Moonlight, Foul
I see
Play,
a headache is
Snarl,
what I see.
What have you. Oh, I love Umbreon. I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, yeah.
Carrying my BDSP team.
Just don't bring Sun against it. You'll trigger and his Moonlight and his Heliolisk.
Oh man, if somebody's Sun against this with Heliolisk being solar power, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, and Chlorophyll Shiftry. Okay, wait, where's his own
Oh.
Sunsetter?
Actually, that's a good point.
Does Umbreon get Sunny Day? It might.
I mean, maybe. but
Shift Tree
he wants
definitely
something
does.
faster.
So if this team had its own Sunny Day, or not Sunny Day, Drought, we're looking at a good combo there.
We've
Yeah,
seen
and
Torkoal.
having-
We haven't seen Torkoal yet. If Torkoal,
But Torkoal is-
drop Zapdos.
Okay.
And having a fire type would also help with its fire weakness.
Yeah. Although you're
And
adding the sun,
resistance.
so is it really adding to the problem? Or I think it's just adding to the problem.
Well, I mean, you never run your fire mode with the Escavalier anyway, right? So...
But you would run it with Shift Tree, so it would die even harder.
yeah, okay. Shiftry is a weird.
Although
weird
Shift
one.
Tree does kind of die to every fire attack with its minimal defenses.
Shiftry dies to every attack.
Yeah.
If Tree's a sucker punch bot, right?
Yeah. Alright. Let's look at the fast
And I
mode.
like Seismitoad. I think Seismitoad is great value in whatever tier it's in.
Water Absorb
Yeah.
is actually a great ability. Like against the Urshifu Rapid, Urshifu Rapid
There's
doesn't hit this thing that well.
And also with
you
this,
CC
like
it, but
when you see a Escavalier and Seismitoad, where's the rain setter?
yeah, it's missing the weather. Huh. Weird.
This is a playoff team. This is an 8.5.
Yeah, I see the potential. It's got more potential, but I don't know. How good is this coach? How
They
good
are
of a
brand
player is
new, so we have no idea. He could
I
be.
think this is.
He could be the Players Cup 5 champion.
Well, it's Wolf Glick in disguise.
Oh, damn
That
it!
would, that would be so funny.
Now he shows up.
Wolf isn't a Escavalier fan, so it might be.
7.4 for me. I'm
gonna
just a,
say
I'm just a
7.
big Umbreon stan.
7.4. 7 from
I think
me.
Bardo is
and
too.
8.5 from Bardo.
Umbreon is great,
Oh, yeah.
especially in no max.
Oh, yes.
It's a bulky boy.
Especially when your opponent switches in Sun for you when you click Moonlight. Oh, the Urshifu Rapid Strike team. This
Urshifu
is
Rapid Strike.
Garden's brother, which...
Instant favorite.
How did Urshifu Rapid Strike fall to 13?
Didn't he go in the second round in Ultra?
It went literally in the last round in
People were
Premier
not paying
White.
attention to last season.
No, they weren't.
People were not. Indeedee Mail went in like the 5th round.
Garden first picked Indeedee Mail. I don't know what you're referring to.
In Ultra.
Ultra.
Oh, okay, we'll get there at some point. I don't know when we'll get there, but
I only
anyways.
follow Ultra and Poke. I don't understand the rest.
Wow, doesn't support me. Roxo,
Yeah.
rude.
I'm
What's
giving
with-
you auction help.
Okay, fair.
I have a stake in your auction team.
Anyways, to the team we have the Firewater Grass Core, we have a Trick Room Setter, we have Meowstick to do Meowstick things. We have Tailwind.
And you get both Meow Sticks, right?
No.
Oh,
Do
they're
you-
separate
wait,
this time.
do you? No, I think Meowstick Female is its own separate thing in this. Yeah, it's its own separate
What?
tier. I think Meowstick
Oh, okay.
Female was in D or E. I like the
Interesting.
Firewater Grass Core. I like Togedemaru
Yeah.
with Urshifu.
I mean, they also have Dracovish. They have like
Dracovish plus Tailwind.
I like
they have
Fletch.
2 good water types and 2 good grass types.
I'm on board.
This is a good team.
Yeah. It kinda is.
Rock neutral, which is always important.
That's the
Yeah, I was
story
thinking
of this, is Rock.
Yeah, I was thinking set some weather.
There's a Steel type this time, so the Rock actually is resisted.
Yeah, rock type is covered. Good.
Fletchling gets Tailwind, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Priority
It gets
Tailwind.
priority tailwind.
Yeah.
Which actually, I would probably not even run Sash on this thing. I'd just let it die.
No, it's not worth it.
Like, I would just set Tailwind and then hope it dies so that I can get my free switch into whatever I want.
You can just always protect turn 1 and set the wind to turn after.
Yeah.
This is a good team. The mon that doesn't fit, which I enjoy, I think is Lucario.
It's another Steel type. Actually, it's another Rock resist, too. So I don't see what the issue is.
There is somewhat of a fire weakness, but then again you have Urshifu and Marowak
Actually,
and Dracovish. So.
Lucario is covered by Urshifu and Togedemaru, so... Yeah. But other than that, he gets
Other than that, I like every mon on this team.
7.5 is my pick.
7.5.
My issue is I don't like... Fletchling is the Tailwind mon, doesn't satisfy me for the fast mode.
There's something of a ghost and flying weakness. So I don't know.
I don't worry too much about flying weaknesses with no max. So there's really
That's
not
true.
a lot of flying damage.
I'd say the ghost is a big one though. I don't think he has anything to hit ghosts apart from Marowak itself.
Dracovish Crunch.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Perfect.
But like against the Channeler or Gengar, the fast ghosts or Dragapult, this will struggle.
This team's going to struggle to Power Herb Phantom Force.
Well, I mean, Power of Phantom Force is borderline OP, so...
Yeah.
So what did you say? 7.5?
I think 7.5, yeah.
Yeah, I think 7.5 is the right answer.
Watch him go
Yeah.
7.51 now.
No, I agree.
7.501.
Just a smidge better.
Just a smidge. Alright. There we go. Wow, the average didn't change much. Shocking. Alright, next. Number 14, we have Loaf of Godly Bread. Let's see, we have Moltres Galar. And
Yeah,
Volcarona.
not loving this one.
It's different.
I mean, look at that rock chart.
That's not a good rock chart.
That's not a good rock chart.
Why is every team Rock Weak? They should be Mono
Rock is a
Steel.
really good offensive type.
They really need to be Mono Steel. I think that fixes all the problems.
I think Moltres Galar is not that good with Max. I don't think it's a good first round pick.
Okay.
They took too much inspiration from Toast winning a Great Ball.
He did
I
that
like
with
G
Slowbro
Slowbro a lot.
Anyways. Yeah, I like Slowbro Galar a lot too. It's not as bulky as I'd like it to be, but it's fine.
It always
like
goes
if you
first.
wanna...
Quick draw, quick claw.
Perfect.
No. If you want to run Moltres in a non-dynamics format, it at least needs the support, and I'm not seeing any great support for it here.
We coaching
Like
into physical Moltres.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that with White Guard for Rock Slides.
Yeah, we have Wide Guard for that.
I think the team's pretty fire weak as well.
I don't like that Mamoswine's the only thing we pair Mienshao with for, like, coaching. I guess Mienshao is going to have to be an attacker on this team, which 125 attack is not nothing, and you can't intimidate it.
Do you see coaching a lot more than I do? I feel like you talk about it with every team, and I feel like I don't see it a lot.
I like coaching
Pretty
in the
niche.
move.
Just today we saw coaching. Or was it today? I don't know. Was it yesterday? I saw Mew. Mew used coaching.
Mew.
It was using it with the Snorlax, yeah.
I don't see this team making the playoffs. I think this is a I don't know, 5.5.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it likes
let's
a lot
look
of
here.
stuff.
We have
It's
Rage Powder, Trick Room, and we have Delmise. And Clawitzer, which...
It's got Clawitzer without rain, Charon without sun. It's
Well,
got Moltres
Clawitzer doesn't
without
need
support.
rain. What part of Clawitzer needs rain?
No, terrain.
Oh, terrain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the confusion.
You are confusion.
Yeah, this team, especially now we're getting towards the end of all the teams, and there's really a clear difference between this one and the few.
Does
we've seen
Cherum get
before.
Petal Blizzard?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Because then we have Eviolite Sliggoo with Petal Blizzard Cherum.
Oh, you and the Petal Blizzard, man. Give it up.
No, it's good.
Cherum
I don't
does
see
get
this
Petal
making the
Blizzard.
playoffs.
No, I mean here.
There are a lot of Mons here that want, like, something. Like, Clawitzer wants terrain. Moltres wants redirection. I guess it does have redirection. You have Wide Guard, okay. I guess you
want screens.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. But you can't lead Moltres Volcarona. That team just dies to a rock slide.
Well, so you have to lead Mienshao Moltres so you can Wide Guard the Rock Slide.
Yeah, it's 4 for me, fam.
I'll go 4.20.
I mean, we're forgetting how bad some of the early teams were. I think this is better than like the first two teams we saw, but I don't see it making the playoffs. I think what I say 5.5.
5.5. Yeah, you make a fair point. If I could go back to a few of these teams, I'd shifted the numbers around a little bit. But now I'm seeing this, I really don't like this one.
I hope he proves us wrong.
Yeah, always. I'm usually wrong. I'm just saying.
We are always wrong.
Last season in Great, when I did the PRs, I was the only one giving Toast a good score. So at least I can predict the winner, but still, that score was significantly lower than the other ones. Let's not talk about it.
Okay, moving on to number 15. We have a new one to this scene. We have RoboPup and the Arizona Absols.
He's from Arizona, so clearly this is a 10. Just move on.
Okay. So we're gonna take away that, and we're gonna talk about. Okay, the bias is. Wait a second. What the? He's not that bad to rock.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so we have double intimidate.
Your main ones.
We have double intimidate. We have Blastoise plus Rage Powder. We have Comfey, which I want to say is the MVP of the entire server.
Weakness policy Blastoise incoming.
I'll smash weakness policy Blastoise with Comfey.
Yikes.
And actually, there is a Tailwind Mon on this team. And a Tricker Mon. You just can't tell.
I think Butterfree is actually really good in this format. Except for the rock weakness also. Apologies.
Nah, that's fine. I just hate playing against Butterfree. Especially G-Max Butterfree. But it's no Max, so that's fine.
I've played against one G-Max Butterfree. Or no, two G-Max Butterfrees, and I beat it both times, so... But... Anyways, yeah.
I think it's funny that he has Bisharp and then took two of the best Intimidators.
Yeah.
That's actually funny, yeah.
He'll have
Is there a
fun
beat-up
against
mon for
Incineroar.
Arcanine?
Maybe Girder.
Bisharp. But you don't really want to beat up with Bisharp.
Wait a second. Why are people not using Basculin? What is this? 92 attack with adaptability? And 98 speed? Hold up.
That defense, though.
55
Okay,
special defense.
yes, but that thing hits hard. You're using Waterfall and doing chunks. And Aqua Jet, for that matter. I didn't actually know that.
I kind of like this team. I like Blastoise in this format, which is why I took him. Comfey's always good.
Comfey's your Trick Room setter. It's also setting up other Pokemon, keeping them alive. Landorus T is also just top notch. Despite its massive ice weakness, you cover that with Blastoise, you cover it with Bisharp and Arcanine.
Yeah, I think that's well covered.
You have Rotom Bug. I mean, Vikavolt.
I don't see Galvantula anywhere.
No, Galvantula doesn't have Levitate. Vikavolt has Levitate. That's why it's the Rotom Bug.
Yeah.
I kind of like this team. I don't think it's top tier, but I think this is someone who has a legit shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah. You don't have the good speed, but you make up for that by having some mons that reduce damage output and also still have enough bulk to take hits. So this team can very easily play a longer game, a lot. So if that's the strategy, 6.8 for me.
I got it at 7.5.
I'm saying 6.5. So,
You just hate Fungus, don't you?
Nah, I'm just not a fan of Landorus here. What did you say again, Bardo?
7.5.
7.5.
75 out of 10. That's what he said.
Best team I've ever seen. I did say it was good.
That makes a... Hey, the average is nice, though.
16. We have a new coach as well. The Sinister Salamence and Treasure.
I see a bunch of fairies. And a rock weakness.
Oh, brutal. Crippling rock weakness. And another fire weak team.
What is up with all the rock weaknesses?
To be fair, they have Grookey to cover that rock weakness.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I don't know about that.
Problem solved.
Every team is saved by Grookey.
I love the Klefki here. Really works together well with a few of these picks.
Klefki and Zapdos is great because Zapdos almost has enough bulk, and giving us Prankster Screen is really nice. Galvantula is good, but I feel out of place.
Yeah.
If you have Zapdos, I don't think you need Galvantula.
Why does the type chart make Rapidash Galar a fire fairy?
Nice.
Garden?
So that would be so sick.
That would be amazing if that was
That's
that
just the
typing.
symbols, though. It's not actually on the type chart.
Yeah, but could you imagine if this thing was Fire Fairy instead of, what is it, Psychic Fairy?
Psychic Fairy, like every
Could you
other
imagine
Pokemon.
if this was Fire Fairy? This thing would
Well,
actually...
Fire Fairy is a dope type. Whenever that thing comes out, it's going to be awesome.
It should be this, actually.
Yeah,
I wish it was
agree.
this.
But
Anyways,
it's not, so.
Klefki gets Rain Dance, so Kingdra is at least semi-saved, but you don't want to
Yeah.
click that move. Salazzle is your fake out along with the Grookey.
To be fair, Slazzle gets one shot without rain as well, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, but we ignore that part. We have 70 base defense.
Trick Room setter.
Wait, what's the best Trick Room setter?
Rapidash.
Of course.
I can
To
wait for
enable
that.
your Machoke. And your Sylveon,
Perfect.
which is not Steel Weak at all. I don't know about this one. It's got some good
The
parts. got some
speed
bad
control
parts.
is what's doing it for me. Klefki's gonna have to carry this team, I feel. With
Yeah.
the screens or with the T-Wave.
Lefty's putting in a lot of work.
I guess Galvantula does Electro Web and Struggle Bug, so like that can kind of fill that role as well, but
And String Shot.
oh, it does have a String Shot too, yes. It's like budget Tailwind. Zapdos hits at least hard and has... You actually have fire coverage despite having Salazzle as your fire type. Because Zapdos with Heat Wave and Darm G with Flare Blitz. Darm G is... I don't know if you've ever seen this thing used, but... It does damage.
Well, it has 2 choice bands.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Salazzle's pretty out of place here. But other than that, it's okay.
I want some better speed control than what's given to me. Galvantula is almost there. So, I think 5.2 is my pick.
I have it at 6.
You're going to rely so much on Klefki.
Wait, 5.2?
Yeah.
And a 6 from him. I don't know about this one. I'm just gonna say 5.5 and be an average guy.
You're just an average Joe.
I do
I
the
mean, for a
card.
team with 3 fairies, they're actually decent against steel.
Yeah, with an electric type. Although they have an ice as well, so they actually still struggle there. But, alright, we'll be on 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost done.
Two
They're
more.
flying.
Yeah. We have
I know
a
all my
breakout
fans.
replacement coach who will
Wow.
play with their own drafted team this time. We have Crimson Coppers and Slimy. And the first
Big
pick of
applause
the
for
Entei.
no rock weakness.
They make up
There's
for
no
it
rock
by...
weakness, but it's covered.
I don't know, I guess they have 2 ground immunities. Their type chart's pretty good. I mean, he's a singles player, so like that's... I think he prioritizes that more than a lot of other people, the type chart. And actually, from what I helped him a little bit, and he that's all he kept saying about was his type chart. So
Well, he hates
The
bugs.
type chart's really good.
yeah, type chart's insane. To the
It's a good
team.
team.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Articuno gets Tailwind, right?
Articuno gets tailwinds.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh,
It does. And triple axle.
Cool.
I mean, it actually doesn't have that bad of attack versus special attack, so that's actually usable.
That's my point. No one thinks that it's a physical attacker.
I think this team's got nice bulk as well.
And good offensive pieces. I mean, it has Lando Eye.
Yeah. Cradley to do or take away the water weaknesses for Lando and Entei.
And then it's got Entei and Duraludon to keep ice types off.
Clefable for some redirection as well. Gallade and Licky Tongue, which is your weather control. I don't know what else it does.
Quillfish.
Yeah,
I like a
Intimidate,
lot.
good.
Especially in Quillfish's E-tier mon. It's one of the better E-tier mons.
You actually have good switches for like grass with the 2 water types, so you actually don't have a big grass problem. So you have 3 resist to grass and 1 weakness. I guess Quillfish isn't weak to it, but
You almost can't bring grass types against this team.
no, because Entei is going to destroy it. Articuno will destroy it. Landorus with
Landorus
Sludge
almost
Bomb.